Well, turning to royal news now, and doctors are set to review King Charles' diary today in the wake of his recent hospital scare. The monarch has been experiencing side effects from his ongoing cancer treatment, which could now see him scale back upcoming engagements. Meanwhile, Prince Harry is back making headlines. A bombshell interview has seen him accused of harassment and bullying by the chair of his charity, Sentebale. For more, I'm joined by Sunrise Royal editor Rob Jobson, live in London. Good morning. Tell us how much say the doctors have over the King's diary. Is it his call at the end of the day?
It's the King's call, but obviously he's listened to his doctor, he's been working with closely for the last 18 months or so. You know, this has been going on with his chemotherapy for about over a year now. So the reality is, I think, that he has to listen to the doctors, but also there's a level of frustration that he's experiencing. He wants to make sure that he's as active as possible. I was at a palace reception a few days ago, and there were hundreds of people around him. It was a big reception, 400 people, and he was going all around the room. The day before he actually had this turn or this incident, and I just was amazed how many people he was surrounded by, how much work he was doing, how long he was on his feet, and how enclosed he was, how people were surrounding him. I thought it was obviously a little bit too much, but the next day he went to have his treatment. His bloods were right, I'm told, and then instead of waiting, I think he wanted to continue seeing various ambassadors. He had 3 ambassadorial appointments that day, and he didn't have a break. He didn't have that break where you're supposed to rest up after the treatment. I think that's when he had his reaction. But yeah, the reality is he does listen to the doctors, but it's his call.
Yeah, and you know him more than most after writing the book on him, Our King. So you have an insight, don't you? Do you think he'll go to Italy?
Yeah, I do. I mean, unless there's a real problem on mobility, I think he'll go to Italy. The whole element of the papal visit to the Holy See is now off because of that's been cancelled. But there'll be more engagements put in for the Italy visit. I think we know for a fact that he was due to go to Romania as well for a private holiday, and he was due to go with the Queen Camilla to an African spa. Didn't go to either of those. So, I think flying is an issue, but they've obviously going to monitor it, and the state visit is very much up and running at the moment.
And anyone who's been through chemo, and a lot of people have, know that it is one day at a time. Jobbo, thank you very much for your time this morning.